Photons are the fundamental particle of light. It's been a major topic of fascination, obviously, in many theories in the study in fields of physics. But while they're typically thought of as inanimate objects, recent research and theory suggests that photons may actually possess properties that could be considered alive. This is based on the combination of real scientific facts and research I've been doing, and various theories, of course, surrounding the nature of photons and their interactions with the universe. One of the key pieces of evidence for the potential aliveness, if you want, of photons is the phenomenon of the UFO sightings and the presence of that suspicious photonic light, right, that is around those craft. Many people have reported seeing strange glowing lights accompanying the UFOs also, even though they're not all illuminated. While some may dismiss these sightings as mere optical illusions, there's a growing body of evidence to actually suggest that these lights may actually be photons. In fact, there are some researchers that have proposed that these lights may be a form of energy or consciousness. A consciousness light that is alive in a way and emanating from the UFO itself, possibly alive, as a theory, providing further support for the ideal that photons may have a level of sentience. Interesting, is it not? So now my community is going to ask themselves, you guys, how could photons be considered alive in the traditional sense? In other words, scientific sense. The answer, that's going to lie amongst the unique properties and behaviors of photons. I'm, studying light myself as a basics, like the basics of light, and based on my findings and what I'm filming. But the answer lies in their unique properties and behaviors of these photons. Unlike other particles, photons have the ability to travel at the speed of light, and they also exist in a superposition, meaning they can exist in multiple places at once. This suggests a level of consciousness and decision-making abilities that are typically associated with living beings. Photons, have been found to exhibit behaviors. That's what's interesting. Wow, like really interesting me. And these behaviors are typically associated with living organisms in general, right? Such as self-organization and adaptation in response to a surrounding environment, guys. So these lights are reacting to a surrounding environment, thus moving left and right. Very scary. So the question is going to be where photons come from and how they're born. That's a key aspect in understanding the potential aliveness of it all, in theory. And while photons, guys, are often thought of as, being created through a process, right? Through all these processes, such as electromagnetic radiation, some theories suggest that they may actually be born from the vacuum of space itself, even though space isn't entirely a vacuum. This idea is supported by the concept of virtual particles, which are particles that briefly pop into existence from the vacuum before disappearing again. If photons are indeed born inside of that space and vacuum, it would raise the possibility that they may have some sort of innate consciousness or purpose. The idea of a photon being alive also opens up the possibility of their origin being beyond obviously our understanding. Some have proposed that UFOs and the accompanying photonic light may be spiritual beings or advanced extraterrestrial civilizations from other galaxies, ones that we would not know of and maybe not even be able to find or understand. If that's the case, then photons they possess could be considered a form of life that we have yet to fully comprehend. What is sentience? And what are sentient beings? Well, there's a lot of speculation around the field and subject itself, right? Physics and all that itself is a controversial field. Science is evolving all the time, and the scientific field is a controversial field. Sentience is the simplest or most primitive form of cognition. So this is consisting of a conscious awareness of stimuli, but without associating or interpreting what is going on. So there could be a reaction from the lights without them being alive or in pain if they're harmed. For example, some of the terms are a bit much, I know. For some, superluminal communication. Superluminal communication, hypothetically, it's a process, okay, where information is conveyed at faster than light speed. Is that not how God spoke to Moses? I'm going far with this, okay? Or giving examples, not to betray you or to divert your attention of what you believe, but to fill you with a more open-minded possibility of other theories of what photonic light can be. The current scientific consensus is that faster than light communication is not possible, and to date it has not achieved in any experiment. Yet, those who communicate with light, superluminal communication with these lights, are they actually achieving that? There are a number of theories and phenomena related to superluminal communication, and they've been proposed or studied, including tachyons. You have the neutrinos, the quantum, the non-locality, the wormholes, the quantum tunneling. Oh, I mean, this doesn't stop, right? Hypothetical particles, the tachyon particles that travel faster than light, which could conceivably allow for superluminal communication. We'll leave it at that. It gets complex, I'm telling you. My brain can only take so much. But this is where I believe science is, and especially the secret side to the UFO research and physics and science, and I could go in many fields, especially the field of physics. Well, this can all be going on. Very skilled people doing research that is far advanced for our own understanding, even any and if not all researchers on Earth. If we don't know a proper term, we're not going to be able to either understand what's going on and or even let alone explain it. So yes, it would be impossible to classify, it would be stupid to classify all UFO sightings around the world as one event and even one thing. It could be many different things that look similar, caused by different events, different things. It could be processes being done, natural processes. It could be a deliberate, manipulated process. And oh my gosh, the possibilities are endless. But we still don't know what photonic light exactly is. We have nothing but science, which is evolutional theory.